Okay, so today we're going to be reviewing the Esv Nc1 P. So that's the Allen Esv Nc1. That's for the New Classic Reader's Edition P for purple. Okay, so let's see here. Published and bound or integrated, if you will, by R.L. Allen, bound at their bindery in London. The translation, again, is ESV, English Standard Version. We have here a Imperial Purple is what it's been listed on Allen's website. Imperial Purple is just beautiful, just a beautiful, regal purple, just royally beautiful, imperially purple. Let's see here. There were only 75 of these made. Of the first 75 that were, of the 75 that were made, they're actually stamped on the inside of the back cover. It says Allen First Edition. There is a possibility, Ian, the current owner and operator of R.L. Allen, has stated that there is a possibility that there may be subsequent production runs, but only the first 75 will have that first edition stamped on the inside of the back cover. The subsequent production runs will not have that. And of course it's all sold out. I don't know if the demand's considered high enough for subsequent runs. Personally, I got a couple of them, so I put my vote in the high demand block. No, there won't be any flipping of these. This will go into this one right here will be in my daily reader pile, and the other one will be tucked away safely in the safe. Okay, so let's just go through and let's talk about it. It's again a purple, imperial purple leather. It is Allen's typical Highland goat skin. This is just a perfectly natural, beautiful grain, straight off the animal. Unique. Every Bible is unique. That's the beauty of it. Some might say there's some imperfections in the skin. I say it's God's perfections of uniqueness on each skin. You never know if it's a barbed wire or a bee sting or a little nick here or there, or what it is, but each one's unique. Incredible feel. Smooth, yet with a slight grained feel to it, with a real leather feel, not that fake, perfectly smooth leather. Extremely supple, as you would expect from Allen. Just, you know, the typical buttery suppleness of an Allen right out of the box. A yap. It does have a semi-yap, as you can see here along this edge. You can get the cover to touch. That's along the side. On the top and the bottom, no, not much. Can't get, well, you can almost get them. You can get them to touch at the bottom. I guess it just varies from Bible to Bible. But again, it's a semi-yap. It is, the cover is glued down. It's actually a edge-lined, glued cover, but getting a little ahead of ourselves there, sorry. Exterior markings, there are none on the front or the rear of the Bible, which, you know, some people have their preferences. I'm cool with it either way, as long as there's not too much. The spine has some silver foil on it, which goes very nicely with the purple leather. Holy Bible, English Standard Version, Allen. It's got 5 ribs. These are not raised ribs. Pretty nice looking though. ribbons. 3 blackberry purple ribbons, which are just, they're the typical Allen plush soft ribbons that are just gorgeous, but the purple, again, regal, just regal, majestic, if you will. Beautiful. The color of royalty for a reason. But anyway, let's see here. Page edges. It's a blue under silver art gilt, which goes very, very nicely with the imperial purple leather, as you can see. Very soft on the eyes, the silver and the blue under silver art gilt, combined with that blackberry ribbon and imperial purple cover. Just very, very nice on the eyes. Gorgeous Bible. Might be competing for one of my favorite Bibles. Gilt line. There is a silver gilt line. It's a single gilt line. It's around the perimeter, the interior perimeter of the Bible. Very nice decoration. Let's see here. So that's pretty much the cover and the exterior. Let's talk about the binding. The cover liner is also a leather. Very nice purple also. As you can see, just slightly different in color than the exterior cover. A nice variation. Beautiful, beautiful. But again, it's a goatskin leather. It's not like the 53DG, which had a purple lambskin liner. This is again a goatskin liner. Beautiful though, gorgeous. Purple end sheets to match the purple leather liner and the purple leather cover. Let's talk about the book block. The book block is Smythe Sewn for durability. In addition to the binding being, the book block binding being sewn, it is also overcast, which means there's some additional stitching on the first signature, which adds to the durability and quality of the Bible. Awesome stuff. Let's talk about printing and the text block. So this is printed by Youngblood in the Netherlands. So as we can see here, printed in the Netherlands, published by Crossway, which is a U.S. company. So it's printed by Youngblood in the Netherlands, published by Crossway in the U.S., bound by R.L. Allen in London, England. So this baby has been in production, in R&D and production all over the world. Just gorgeous. Let's see here. The text block layout, let's look at that there. It's a double column with a center column reference. So we've got references down the center. Font size, it's a 10-point font. The paperweight is 32 GSM, grams per square meter. So that makes it a Bible paper. There is no line matching, and as far as ghosting and bleed through, you can see it's quite nice. There is, I'll admit, some bleed through, some ghosting, but it's quite nice. An excellent comparison would actually be a long primer, which makes sense because why? The long primer is also printed by Youngblood in the Netherlands. So same printer, similar if not exact same paper, similar results. In fact, this text block for the Allen Esv Nc, that's the Allen New Classic Readers for the ESV, is the exact same book block, printing, and paper that was used in Schuyler's first Bible, being their ESV. So if you've seen one of those up in person, up close and personally, you know exactly what you'd be getting as far as the interior. The Allen's the exact same thing, except, you know, Allen. Okay, and my camera cuts off after 10 minutes. Sorry about that. So, where was I? Again, it's the same exact book block printing between the Schuyler ESV and the Allen ESV Nc1. Just the differences being, you know, same Youngblood paper printing text block. Just the differences being the binding. So, you know, you can really do a apples to apples comparison for Schuyler and R.L. Allen just on this Bible, and just with respect to these two. You know, I kind of prefer the Allen. I do like Schuyler's Holy Bible written on the front, but I'm cool with both. I don't like any designs or shapes on the fronts of my cover. Just like either Holy Bible, nothing, or maybe a cross. But, you know, basically it's a yap. Do you want a yap or not? Do you want red under gold, or do you want blue under silver? I prefer the blue under silver with the yap. Again, that's just a preference thing. The Allen a little bit more supple just because they used a leather liner, whereas the Schuyler used a synthetic liner. But I think they may have changed that for subsequent production runs. And as always, Allen wins out with their plush, thicker, smoother, just higher quality, better feeling, tactily ribbons. I don't know why Cambridge doesn't go to this. Schuyler has moved to a nicer ribbon as well. We'll see that in a second when we compare some other things. But again, let's go back to paper comparison. The same thing here, and then we saw again with the long primer, very similar results. And then we'll go with what I currently have is the two gold standards for bleed through and ghosting. The first one being the Schuyler Quintel, and this is the NAS. And this has got 45 GSM paper. So just to give you a comparison, actually, even though this is 32 GSM and this is 45 GSM, there is slightly less bleed through in the Schuyler Quintel than in the Schuyler ESV or Allen New Classic Readers. So it does improve it some, but not significantly. And then the other gold standard being what Mr. Blum has named the Judge, that being a Lockman large print ultra thin NAS. This one is on French milled paper. It is a China print from 2007, but again, it's on the French milled paper, which honestly, best Bible, one of the top Bibles I own as far as ghosting and bleed through, yet balanced with the ability to be carried and not being too large. Great balance between reading and portability. So that's the Judge. There is possibility of me getting in a Governor, which is another Lockman product, but that'll be another video, so just stay tuned for that. If that occurs, it will certainly happen before my NASB Ultimate Showdown video, which I know has been delayed and will continue to be so due to funding constraints. Anyway, I digress. I apologize. Again, let's get back to the Schuyler. Let's see here. Presentation pages. It's actually the typical Crossway presentation pages. There's a few blank pages, excuse me, between the end sheet and the presentation page. Marriages, births, adoptions, deaths, and then of course your standard Crossway ESV after that. Just, you know, on this beautiful Youngblood printed paper with the the R.L. Allen binding cover and art gilting, which is just gorgeous. Let's see what else we've got here. We have 8 color maps, printed ink, not the really highly glossy kind, but that also leads to suppleness. There is a concordance as well. No dictionary. There's lined writing paper at the end, which this may be my first Allen where it gets used. We shall see. And then again, after the lined writing paper, there's a few protective sheets. Then we have the end sheet, which again matches the purple liner and the purple leather goatskin liner and the purple Highland goatskin cover. Again, this has been marked Allen First Edition, which only the first 75 will have, which may be the only 75. We shall see what Ian and Dominique at R.L. Allen decide. But again, a beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous piece of art. Thank you, Ian. Thank you, Dominique, for doing this. Thank you, Youngblood. Thank you, Allen. Thank you, Bindery in London. Thank you, Nicholas Grave, for, you know, carrying the legacy up till recently so that Ian and Dominique could take over. Thank you all. Thank you, Lord, obviously most of all for your word, which is the key to life, which I enjoy reading. But also thank you for this blessing of the aesthetics, visually, tactily, even the scent is wonderful. The leather, the real leather scent. Again, gorgeous Bible. Hope you enjoyed the review. Try to spend time on each part of the Bible. I did digress a bit. I apologize. Perhaps it was informative for some, distracting for others. Again, I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. Thank you, Lord Jesus. This is a blessing. Have a good day.